them a letter each time, and then if they put them together, then they'll get.
Wait, so we're
like a
live
secret.
now?
We are now. We are now. It's
So
happened.
he's recording, and then he uploads it to YouTube.
No,
And then
we stream. We just start streaming now. But the thing is, when we start streaming now, no one shows up. No one actually arrives at the exact moment the stream starts.
Did you share the link in Discord?
I just did.
And you
I just tweeted it.
You're on Discord?
I don't share the link in Discord.
Share it in Discord,
Which
please.
Discord? In your Discord?
All of them.
What channel? Okay, hold on.
Doesn't matter.
I'm
Is
typing.
anyone watching? Hello, people who aren't watching.
I'm typing as hard as I can. Sorry, because that's why I call this magical YouTube time. Because then only the people who are on YouTube get to see this. I guess I'll share it over here. Sure. Let's see if these.
I definitely think you could automate this process, Dave.
I probably could. I really have to get better. Well, anyone who subscribes gets to see this immediately.
Well, I haven't got the email yet. Are you sure you're online?
I am pretty sure. I sure hope I am. If I'm not, I feel really stupid. No, it says live. You can hear live sneezing.
Live sneezing.
From the peanut gallery back here.
Yeah, you're good. A minute ago. All right. Let's get the show on the road.
All right, we're here, but we're waiting for our viewers. We should give our viewers at least a minute or two to respond to my call.
Okay.
It says unavailable. Viewer list unavailable. Why would you do that to me, Twitch? Why you gotta be like that?
You can tell us about the Montreal tournament whilst we wait.
Yes, so I was up in Montreal last weekend, and I had a great time. And I had a great time for a few reasons. The first reason I had a great time in Montreal was because I got to spend some time in Montreal. Now, nothing against the tournament, but it's a lot of mahjong. And
I'm not for spoilers, but did Justin Trudeau turn up?
Well,
I
gotta be honest.
His manager would have loved that. You know, another photo of him running somewhere.
His benevolence smiling down upon me. I could tell. I could tell that I was under the auspice of Justin Trudeau the whole time, but I didn't see him personally. Again, he might have been disguised. I don't know.
He might be disguised.
He might have been disguised. He probably doesn't want the common folk recognizing him all the time.
Maybe Grant is actually Justin Trudeau in disguise. It would be a very
possible.
good disguise, considering, yeah.
I don't think they look different.
I don't think Grant likes Justin Trudeau so much, but I may be wrong about that.
You can't not like his boyish good looks. I actually know very, very little, like from a political perspective, and this is really bad of me, but I will be honest that I know so little about his actual policies or where he falls in the Canadian political discourse. I just don't know. So I can't.
I know he's staging cruddy photos for his Twitter. That's about it.
So yeah, please don't take my endorsement of him as anything but being totally charmed by his looks.
It's okay.
He's just so
Mahjong channel, not upload. Yeah. Okay, back to Montreal Mahjong.
So no, actually, again, the non-Mahjong stuff was great because I went a day early. So I could actually just spend some time wandering around Montreal and checking out the city, and it's really a wonderful place. We had some exciting ice cream. We had We had cornflake ice cream, and salted butter ice cream, and a few other flavors. And we tried their bagels, and I'm going to tell you, Montreal bagels are not New York bagels. They're not the same thing, but they are very tasty. They're just a different thing that's tasty. Everyone really, they heard I was from New York. They kept being like, "Oh, you should try our bagels. Oh, our bagels are really good." And I was just like, I don't know how to tell you this, but like, you're still not doing the same thing that we do. But for what you're doing, it's great. For what you're doing, it's very good. And I recommend you try them if you go there.
What's the difference, though?
It's hard to explain.
Did you introduce our special guest before the special guest speaks?
Oh, that's true. I'm sorry. So we're having a special stream today because Gemma is here with the director of our documentary. Mr. I'm getting your full name. Now I feel embarrassed. I didn't get your full name prepared because I always forget your last name. I know your first name's Jamie. Your last name's Grant. Mr. Jamie Grant.
I'm giving up thinking with a Oscar-sponsored event right now.
Yeah, they have their legitimate cool people passes to Sheffield, so they can hobnob with the most famous people in the documentary business, and probably the most famous people in quite a few businesses.
You said that Michael Moore was going to be here.
Is Michael Moore going to be there?
Yeah, I think so. He's pitching his latest documentary. He's the exec producing it. He's not directing it. It's a biop on Orson Welles.
Interesting.
He should be here. But we didn't see him. We did get an inside tip.
If I find him, I will get a selfie with him. I don't care if I embarrass myself.
Please rebrand our documentary 136 Tiles Fahrenheit. See if you can get his attention with that.
Yeah, we got a good inside tip about where these people were hanging out over the week, so we're probably going to gate crash their hotel.
Oh yeah, just show up in their bathroom. Just be like.
And then there'll be a documentary later about the documentary that we're making. The making of the Mahjong documentary.
So I guess to fill in the full fill-in is there is a documentary. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about like the existence of the documentary and how cool it is and what's going on, and give our viewers a little bit of a pitch.
First of all, if you haven't already, go to Facebook and like our page. I don't know if you can help us. We're a little bit technically challenged here today.
If I can get the page.
Put the website up and a link to the Facebook page, and we have what's our Twitter handle again?
Twitter, we're at masters_mahjong.
That was funny. That was I didn't. I would have put something.
All right, I just popped them both in the chat, so everyone watching can see. So yeah, again, Facebook, Masters of Mahjong.
Whilst you're listening to our beautiful pitch, so you can have the the PowerPoint presentation as well as the voices.
Mm-hmm.
You want to do the introduction?
Of the sure.
Documentary, yes.
Yeah,
on YouTube.
So Masters of Mahjong is it's a feature-length documentary on the weird and wonderful international Mahjong players who mainly in the Ricci Mahjong world, who are looking to win it big and win it all at competitive Mahjong tournaments. And we are looking to go all the way to Vegas to film the event and see who wins. That's basically it.
Yeah, I mean, we're not just hoping to film the Vegas event, though. Like, we have a few kind of hopeful plans depending on how much funding we can secure to come to some European events, and maybe if America has another event. I don't know. You're having Vegas, guys. I don't think you can take everything, but go to some of the smaller European events and get so there'll be a chance to see this gentleman around with his camera. So he wants to hear your stories, especially if you have something weird and wonderful.
I think one of the amazing things about the Ricci Mahjong community and beyond in the Mahjong world is the diversity and kind of the spread of the communities around the world. And when I was first thinking about this idea after seeing Gemma for the first time in several years, I was really attracted to the idea that there's all these crazy people obsessed with Mahjong in all these different countries, and they're attracted to something I don't know, something special that would take them around the world, take them to different countries, take them to meet different people and experience Mahjong in different ways. And maybe at the end of this year, if everything goes great, there's this incredible tournament in Las Vegas. And all the top players from Japan are coming. And there's some, interesting characters from the digital world, like Tenho and so on. And it's really going to be this huge climactic experience that I think would dramatically work great for a documentary. It's a slice of something really special, really niche, but it has so much mainstream appeal. And that's, I think, important with this film is that we want to bring something special and different to the Mahjong community, but we want to get Mahjong out to the mainstream audiences around the world, like especially the States and in Asia. As well as Europe, so that everyone can appreciate the Mahjong that everyone in the Mahjong community appreciates in the way that they appreciate it, and that will bring so much success to this film, and hopefully they'll come back with more dividends for the Mahjong community.
More friends, more friendos.
I made her say. She said it. She said friend. Please say friendo to at least one person at Sheffield and see if you can get them to start saying it to more people. I want this to be like a viral.
But I mean, you like our little Twitch Tomos.
Tomos.
You can all help us. It's a little exclusive little group here. So I'm hoping that we can rely on you to kind of make sure this documentary goes in the right direction, and it really portrays how special our community is. It really is special. Sometimes we don't appreciate it to the extent, that you can turn up at a tournament and you could be on your own, and then suddenly you have all of these friends, and we're all just talking about crazy Mahjong hands, because to an outsider we sound like lunatics, Mahjong, what you want.
A little bit, yeah. My before and after pic is really, it's really striking.
I had a real job before all of this.
Yeah, I weighed 120 pounds.
So,
So I think we wanted to do some kind of back and forth, like some interviewing, some questions, some discussion about Mahjong in general. So just so you know, those in the audience, I am designated the chat watcher for the day, which is why you'll see me constantly like looking to the side and reaching over, as Gemma and Jamie are in, I'm assuming, a hotel room, and
that's
this is the Holiday Inn.
I thought this was the middle of the wildest party at Sheffield Documentary Festival. So yeah, if you have questions in the chat, please just bring them, and I'll pass them upwards.
Feedback as well. We like to hear feedback because we dropped the launch trailer 2 days ago now, on the 9th.
Yeah.
That's right. Day of the general election results. I remember. Yeah.
Do you think they're related?
Well, one terrible thing happened and one very good thing happened. It was karma.
So I came out to 0.
Yeah, exactly. So the world's bad. Anyway, so the trailer's only been out a couple of days. It's actually a lot shorter than the first one we made. If anyone did see the original one, the 3-minute long one, it was good and we loved it. And I think I at least was emotionally attached to a lot of that footage. And then we slowly started to realize that to really get people's attention for for Mahjong players, you would have loved to see the 3-minute one. You would have loved to see all of the stuff that we're doing in the studio JPML, and we do intend to show you that. It's just for the purposes of getting some funding, some TV channels interested, to show people what Mahjong is. We needed to keep it a little bit shorter, whet the appetite, make them come back for more. Because I know you people will just keep coming back. I can put Mahjong tiles on a table and you people will just stand around and try and scratch at them or something.
I'll eat them. They're delicious.
It's like you haven't seen Diner yet when he can't play Mahjong. He just sits at the table kind of shaking.
Poor Diner. Aw.
Speaking
of documentary festivals, is there an American one? Am I going to get to go to one of these? Am I going to get to pitch this?
You want to pitch this?
I mean, I'll pitch anything.
Yeah, in a perfect world, we would love to go to all of them and pitch to all of them. But in reality, I think that all of the big, broadcasting companies in the States and film studios will generally come to the big events in Europe and vice versa. And it just so happens that we're pretty much at the biggest one in Europe right now. And there's a lot of channels, TV channels and film people from the States here, like your typical documentary channels like PBS and Nat Geo, and smaller ones as well. And then there's also some big production companies for documentaries. You could go to, say, in the States, if I had a choice and I had the opportunity, I'd go to Sundance, and I'd also go to Tribeca in New York.
Oh, that's really close to here.
Yeah, but it just so turns out that the big people come here anyway, so it's you should you don't need to go to all of them.
We are self-funded at the moment. If we got our, if anyone's won the lottery recently and wants to become our angel investors, we can be very accommodating to your money. I guess, no, in all seriousness, we are self-funded at the moment, and Jamie's, we are now in February. It costs a lot of money. You have to hire people. You have to spend, make things happen. Unfortunately, we still live in a capitalist.
Well,
yeah, they don't. Even in a socialist country like Britain, they just don't give you the money.
Huh. No, I just want my chance to put my shoulder to this and pitch it at people and be like, hey, you should give me a lot of money for no particularly good reason, because that's kind of the American dream. Like, give me
the American dream. It's true. Well, maybe we can get you out to Tribeca to push it. So we have to look into that.
Oh, I'll just wander around there yelling about it. It'll be great.
You do a great job at PAX East. If anyone has been to PAX East in Boston, Dave is a great seller of Mahjong there. So
yeah, that's kind of the film and what we're trying to achieve with it. And we do hope to be able to come to a few more tournaments between now and October. And should it make sense for the story, we would also consider filming after October, of course. And the plan is to release it next year at a date to be announced.
That's awesome. Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, everyone. I would love for there to be more tournaments between now and October. Also, like, I know we have. I'm gonna quickly for one moment seg into our
You're going to plug
tournament
your
pitch board.
North America tournament
Tournament
thing.
pitch board. The next upcoming event here in North America is 2017 Seattle Reach Open, July 15th and 16th in Seattle. You can check it out, https://seattlereach.wordpress.com. Run by Edwin Dyson. Edwin's great, and it's going to be a WRC qualifier. So if you're interested in qualifying for WRC, that's a place to go. We are going to be finalizing that process pretty soon. So if you are interested at all, please go to qualifiers, get in touch with me, do what you can, and we'll be able to get as many people out to WRC as possible. So that's my pitch for today. We do have a question. The question is, will this be in English only?
Yeah, so it's an English language movie with other people from different language countries appearing in it. So it's going to be a mixture basically, but it will be predominantly English because a big focus of this film is the Western players that I find most interesting. I think this is going to be a great underdog story. This is going to be a great battle of minds and personalities between those hungry players we see in the West, in America and Europe, that are really looking to pit their skills against the pro players in Japan. That's going to be a big part of this film. I'm also going to obviously spend some time in Japan filming Hiroshi Yamai, some of the lesser known players, and I definitely want to get some female perspectives in the film as well. And of course, that'll all be in Japanese. So we're going to see a great variety. I mean,
we got Japanese and English, and if there's someone who wants to make a contribution and they've got and they don't want to make it in English for whatever reason, maybe English is
absolutely.
not, we can accommodate that. I mean, I love languages, so we'll find a way to deal with it.
And the European players, this is the thing, we forget this in the English-speaking world, but the European people often speak 2 or 3 languages. And so it may be that we meet people from Holland or Germany or wherever that they feel more comfortable speaking in their own languages. So we'll get a nice diverse mix of cultures and languages in the film.
Yeah, I mean, in England, you get killed for witchcraft here if you speak more than one language.
Oh dear. So actually, Troll of Nova submits that they have a full translation of the trailer in French.
Oh really?
Already, that's full text translation in French. So maybe they can subtitle it for the French-speaking audience at least.
Yeah,
I'm sure their French is excellent.
That would be great. French. That would be great. I mean, there's a huge French-speaking community.
Yeah,
I mean, that would be
absolutely
amazing. Thank you.
And Shiny Laser notes that I did forget to finish saying why I was so happy about Montreal, and that is that the tournament was won by a USPML New York member, was run by Andrew, who just powered his way up to the front. It was a really, really exciting last few rounds.
Andrew.
Yeah, unfortunately, like the top 2 placements, I think Andrew and Daniel ended up placing first and second, which meant that both of them had to turn down the seat because they already had seats. But it did go to the 3rd place player. So, assuming that we're waiting to finalize that, but hopefully that should be just fine, and she'll be joining us.
There is.
Who is our 3rd player? Oh my god, I forget everyone's name. This is not an insult. I just forget literally everyone's name.
He really does forget people's names. It's horrendous.
I know. I'm bad. Hold on. Let me look this up.
Fair. Most people are called David.
Everyone is called David.
Oh, Grant now apparently. We now got 2 Grants.
These are the results. It's Anne.
Anne.
Yes, it is Anne, if I'm correct.
She has a last name?
Wait, this isn't sorted. This is sorted.
Can't get the staff these days.
I know, it's not good. Final rank 3, Anne. It is Anne. I don't have a last name listed right here on this document.
Okay, Anne.
Ah, no, I do. Oh, no, but I'm going to pronounce it wrong, so I'm going to pretend I don't know. I'm sorry.
And Anne is from America?
No, Anne Winfrey. Canadian. Canadian.
Canadian?
Yes.
Does she know Justin Trudeau? They all know each other, right?
Justin Trudeau? Can she get us inside knowledge?
So I have a question for maybe people watching or listening in.
Yeah.
Are there are there any players or countries or communities of Mahjong that people particularly want to see?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's a good question for the viewers. Like, who would you want to see? Like, aside from just the folks currently running around all over the place, are there specific groups that people are
Are there
interested?
any
I
players that
bet you
people...
the answer already is going to be Dinah.
I just want to see Dinah.
Yeah, I guess people just like type Dinah.
Rusty LFC already says Junk and Roan.
Ah,
group to be
my
featured.
little London club in Piccadilly Circus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Jamie's visited. Jamie, actually, that's interesting. So
Yeah.
Jamie has recently started to learn Mahjong for the sake of the documentary. He's actually getting pretty good. He beat Max Boscher.
I came second in my first round.
Very nice.
Last year, that was quite. I was quite happy.
So he's getting there. What do you think the most difficult thing then about Mahjong is? Whilst you're here, Jamie.
I guess I don't. It is a little bit of a criticism, but I feel like I'm wrong anyway. So lots there is. But I think that I'd like the community to have some sort of standardized, confident way of teaching the principles of the game to beginners that would ensure that nobody gets left behind. Like, I've always been a fan of tabletop games, board games, mind games. I like challenging games. For me, it's great. I'm happy to learn every time I play. But I know that there's going to be a portion of players who may find it difficult to get over that initial hurdle. So I would like to see that, because I know that people have some great ways of teaching, and a lot of people have different styles. But the consistency in teaching would be something I'd like to see. I don't know if it's the correct thing to say. I'm definitely an outsider here, but I would like to see some sort of standardized teaching.
I mean, I think it's entirely okay to say that, especially being someone who is being taught puts you in a great position to talk about what you think about teaching methods. Like, that's perfect.
And to be honest, I mean, who doesn't massively struggle with it? You mean, you're faced with this game where sometimes you have a set without Arabic numerals, and you've got all these funny words, and no one really understands them, and then Pinfu being the most common hand, yet being awkwardly the most difficult to teach. And there's a lot of difficulties, and maybe, I mean, I think the Tibet teaching method is moving towards getting.
Oh dear.
Have a long way to go as a community.
Okay, you all hiccuped for a second, but.
I think our phones were maybe interfering with the poor Wi-Fi.
Oh.
Your chat thing is not refreshing, Jamie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's a valid problem, and I'm not sure. I mean, Jen, flirted with the idea of translating all the Yaku into English.
Yeah, that's going to be a little contentious.
It's contentious, although if you ever speak to the Cambridge group, they've got some really great translations for the Yaku names. I really like them.
Let's see. Buddy Gripple mentions LA Pride of Mahjong as a group that they're curious about.
LA Pride of Mahjong.
Yeah.
And,
They seem to be quite interesting to me, and I've been following them on Twitter and on Facebook. I was quite happy to see that a few people liked the trailer that we put out on Friday, so that was really cool. Okay, great, thank you.
Yeah.
So let's see. I'm remembering. Yeah. So as far as teaching standardization goes, to kind of comment on that myself, I feel like it's actually one of the great things that's come out of doing PAX, because that's kind of been almost like for the Western world. I feel like that's been kind of the most intensive teaching Mahjong workshop we've had in sort of an impromptu sort of way, and everyone's kind of shared their tips. Like, while they're there, you watch other people, you learn a bit, and I feel like things have gotten a little more standard. But it's really hard because, again, everyone has their own way they've internalized the rules and strategy.
As well, depending on how people come in. I mean, Jamie, you said come from board games. Some people come from poker, and some people come from never playing games at all. They just like anime. And each person is different. I've always found people who like board games much easier to teach, because they already know. Poker as well, bridge, people who play those games, you don't have to explain so much to them, and you can get them going. Whereas someone who's like, I watched Saki, or I watched Takagi, and I wanted to try it, they don't have that.
You don't really know what, because board game players are used to you saying, well, this is the logical system, here are the rules, A, B, C, D, E, and they say, okay, A, B, C, D, E, I get it. But people who aren't used to kind of pulling apart and digesting things in that way, they want kind of more holistic. They ask why a lot more. That's not. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but like they often have full explanations of why.
At some point, we might need two different teaching methods. One for people who are coming from heavy board game, heavy card background. Things like file efficiency come much more naturally to people who play cards.
Yes. Yeah.
You already have an idea of the relationships between the numbers and the suits and stuff.
And the worst thing is you get people who ask why about the things for which there is no why. Like, well, why do we go counterclockwise? And it's like, I can't tell you why. You just do it.
Well, there are reasons. It just makes it more difficult to cheat.
Is that true? Does going counterclockwise actually make it more difficult to cheat?
Because one's clockwise and one's counterclockwise. It makes it more difficult to count if you're stacking the walls and stuff.
Huh.
There's method behind the madness. Everyone just thinks they made this up. That's the reason why you can never, because your Dora can never be, you never take from the end, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
And that's why you're supposed to push the tiles and put them in, because you could actually touch the ends of the tiles when you stack the wall.
Mm.
But you can never take the first stack if you're dealing the first one. If you see what I mean.
Huh.
So it's all about making it harder to stack walls.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
There you go. That's Gemma's nugget of information for today.
Well, that's a good piece of information.
I didn't prepare any strategy. I tried to do strategy last weekend. It was difficult because I also had to do computer. I don't do computer very well.
It's a challenge. Life is a challenge. The other question we get from our chat is, why is Chanta so cheap? Can't explain that.
So cheap. It's not that cheap.
1 Han for open Chanta?
Open it's cheap. Don't open.
Ooh. Rude.
Next question.
Rude. The standard Gemma answer.
Tanya is 1 Han, whether it's open or closed, right?
Oh, they should make closed Tanya too.
No, we should not.
Make it 3 actually. Just inflate closed Tanya. These are WRC rules version 2 being discussed here, everyone. This is
Sumo is banned.
Sumo is banned, but closed Tanya is worth 5 Han. Well, the thing is, Chanta. So Rossi says, why is Chanta worth only as much as Tanya when it's such a pain? Well, closed Chanta's worth 2, which is pretty darn good. Closed Chanta's fairly close to something like Junchan. Closed, and I think it's also because Chanta stacks with Fampai. So you can have easily like a dragon in Chanta or 2 dragon in Chanta. Like it's what other things does it stack with? Because Tanya excludes all Fampai. End of story.
Okay, one important question is, why is Nagashi Mangan only worth Mangan?
I know.
That is insane. It should be Nagashi Hanuman, for sure.
Nagashi Hanuman. Honroto is 2+2, but Honroto is literally the best hand. If you make Honroto, you're my best friend forever. Because I like Honroto.
Really? Is that how you felt like? Because I remember that day. I've got a trophy to rate that day.
And you're my best friend forever. Are you not my best friend forever?
It's true, unfortunately. Right, back onto the documentary. Come on, guys.
Yes.
We keep derating our conversation.
I pay my
so what's the next stage from here then? That's what.
Who's this question to?
I don't know. I kind of threw it out there and I put it here, and I was hoping that someone would pick it up.
Oh, you're a little okay.
I mean, we have some plans to make. Are we back?
No, you're here. You're just a little blobby and a little disjointed, but it's all right.
I'm gonna take the power off my thing because that tends to make it better.
Ooh, I like this superstition. You should get a dream catcher and like hang the dream catcher off your computer. It'll help. To what?
So I said the question and I didn't answer it, but maybe I should answer it. So I said, what's the next stage? I mean, we got a lot of footage in Japan. If you've seen the trailer, please go and look at the trailer. You can see that we got a lot of footage from the studio, actually, the JPML studio. That
was great.
Really great, and they really contributed and helped us out and gave us a lot of time and energy. Yeah. And so we got a lot of footage from that, of this kind of game between Yamai-san, Moyama-san, Daniel and David.
Yes.
And then with me, Resnick, yourself, and Alon, kind of, and Tonton, if you know Tonton. From JPML, and we did some kind of faux commentary. Our commentary is not very professional compared to the JPMLs. I think they were a little horrified by the level of screaming and you know. Yeah. But I thought it was great. I thought it was really fun. So maybe we can try and show you a little bit of the inner workings. We've got a lot of good behind the scenes photos and stuff. So if you follow us on Twitter, we'll share those. So you can kind of see what happens.
You'll get to see it. I mean, it was special. It was special beyond me knowing how special it was, because obviously not coming from the Mahjong world, it's going to be rare for any Western Mahjong player to be able to see the inner workings of Japanese Pro Mahjong League's organization and studio. But we were very privileged to be able to be there and shoot inside. They're very, very open and kind group of people. Very, very sweet, and they gave up some time. I don't know if you, if people watching and people who know JPML, but they have these big broadcasts like other channels do in Japan. They're getting crazy numbers, crazy live numbers of people, thousands and thousands of people watching live, and they had some spare time, and we were able to use their studio and really produce something magic.
And they let us wander around as well whilst they were filming one of these, live things, which was a bit crazy.
We got some really good insider stuff there, and I think a lot of people should look forward to that. That will be really great when we were able to show more of that.
I mean, I'm hoping personally that we can make a contribution rather than just, the heavy work of 4 cameras and filming a proper full Mahjong game. And, show you kind of behind the scenes, what's going on in the professional world, stuff that I think is really difficult to get in. We went to a Janso as well, a Mahjong parlor, and we got to film there, and that took some wrangling for me because it's not so easy to convince one of these illegal gambling dens to let you film in there. So we did a lot of hard work, and I mean,
that was really good.
I'm excited.
Yeah, the exact same thing, and I think great credit to Gemma and Garth Nelson
and Jen Barr as well. She helped a lot.
It really opened some doors for us, and we were able to. I mean, we went to a specific chain Janso called ABC. I think where's it?
It's in Nakameguro.
Nakameguro. I thought that place was great. I mean, they certainly welcome you. Like, what was really fun to find out was that if you go play at ABC, I guess this is standard, but if you go to play at ABC Janso, like, food is basically free. Like, it kind of reminded me of like the free alcohol you get at the gambling tables in Vegas. So
gambling's bad, by the way, people. We don't agree.
Gambling's not good. They give you like free onigiri or miso soup and
David Clark tells me, although he wasn't gambling, he just miraculously got this chicken curry. He told me that the curry is very good.
Yeah, and Garth Nelson will make it for you because he's an employee of this parlor and he's got an obligation to make it for you.
It is hilarious to have Garth serve you. It doesn't get old, I tell you.
I would love having Chef Garth doing my personal meals.
Yeah, but it's also weird being at a Mahjong parlor, playing Mahjong while gambling and being served onigiri.
It's a service level they provide.
Yeah, it's quite a strange concept. But yeah, it was. They were very kind to us, and I'm glad they let us film.
Having a bit of a love fest about ourselves. We're just like, we did so well, guys.
So we do have a couple questions queued up, so I haven't forgotten you folks. Buddy Group wanted to know where they can get a copy of that commentary. As far as I know, it was recorded, but we don't really have it available for distribution at this point. Because I think part of it might be part of the film.
We might need to tidy it up a bit as well. I mean,
I was cursing up a storm.
So the quick answer to that is it wasn't broadcast. So it wasn't actually an official broadcast by JPML.
It was created for us, basically.
But at some point in the future, we will include it in our production. So you will get it in a edited form. And maybe, let's say down the line, there would be a raw, unedited version that you can enjoy.
If we can get onto a DVD release, Blu-ray.
Yeah, something like that maybe. So
we could also just do more commentary of different games. Like we
Yeah,
could do that
you
too.
know,
The people who are talking are mostly available to us on demand. I think Tauntaun's the only one who I wouldn't call available on demand, but
you know, I mean, that was kind of made for us for the purposes of this, you know, with all the camera angles, and they had the reaction cameras as well.
I'm guessing the question is also.
They just want to watch more Mahjong. That's the problem.
Yeah,
you
well,
can't keep their minds off Mahjong.
I was going to say it was also a very special match because you had Yamai, you had Moriyama, and David and Daniel. So hopefully that all gets released soon enough.
Do you know something was really cute? And I'm not going to tell you what they did for them, so you can ask David and Daniel yourselves.
Oh yeah.
He made like kanji names for them because they always have their names on the Mahjong table, little nameplates. Right. And so they made their nameplates David and Daniel, but they did them in kanji, and they were really cute.
That was really adorable. It was really sweet of them. The other thing here from Evler Ozuko about hoping the documentary doesn't end too orientally. Are
you allowed to say the word oriental?
I'm just reading.
I know. I mean, I went. I was going to go to the School of Oriental and African Studies, so I'm going to say that it is okay. It's okay.
It does still exist.
No, I mean, from my perspective, you all know me. I am dedicated to global Mahjong. It can't just be Japan. It has to demonstrate. It has to convey who we are, all of us. I mean, we make friends with people all over the world. I have friends in the Netherlands. I have you in America. I have French friends, German friends, and that's what I want to say. This is more than just a game. It is actually about friendship, and this is the positivity of globalization. Globalization's had a bad name in the press at the moment because.
Well, that's separate. No, I think we obviously this is a Japanese game, and so we're interacting with a piece of Japanese culture, and I think that should be respected and noted. But at the same time, I don't think anyone wants to make something that is off-putting in how weirdly culturally worshipful it is.
No, I'm thinking that we can open up to both sides. Like we're going to open up so that you can see what's going on in Japan. And then, that's partly why we're planning and hoping that we can attend some tournaments in Europe and also to go to Vegas so that we're opening the door to them so they can see how we're playing and what we're doing with the game. And I know that they're excited to see that. I put a picture of Jan Kenron, for example, or when we went to Boston, that was a very popular photo. They love seeing what we're doing. They want to see it. We want to see what they're doing, so.
Yeah, exactly as both Gemma and Dave has mentioned, this isn't the world the Mahjong world as I see it is not just Asia, not just Japan. It is I'm interested in you and this story from a Western perspective. I can't remove myself from the filmmaking process. I take in all of the information and see it from my Western upbringing, and I love to see this vibrant, living, breathing, contemporaneous events that are happening.
That's a good word. I don't think I could spell contemporaneous.
Yeah, no, I probably couldn't. And that's what brought me to this story, and I would like to see it from the Westerner's perspective as much as Japan. They, as Dave says and Gemma says, they have their place in this. But I wonder where the film will go. I wonder where the story will go. Will we see a shift in the Mahjong world to a more dominant, lively, thriving community abroad as in outside of Japan and Asia rather than in Japan? Where will this story take us? Because that's a great thing about doing this documentary is that we'll get to experience the unfolding events of the community as they happen. This is a process over probably a year all in all of filming. And I'd like to see where that goes, and I'd like to see that from the Westerner's perspective. So,
and it'll also be hilarious in 10 years' time. We'll get to look back and think how young we used to be.
It's true. There's a lot of potential for, I think. I mean, even in 2014, I'd say that the Western mahjong scene made a very positive impression on the professionals in Japan. Like, it was not, a total slaughter. There were Westerners who made it up in the ranks, who made it up over the cut, who made it well for themselves in that tournament. Like, it was proven basically that there are the seeds of talent out here, and
If they weren't impressed, there wouldn't be 80 of them coming to Vegas.
Yeah. That's something from my perspective. I could see that's quite an achievement. You know what was funny though? I had the opportunity to watch Mondo TV's footage from 2014. I don't know if anybody's seen that, but there's two 20-minute clips on YouTube which you can watch, which are kind of fun because it's basically a montage of Japanese players, particularly the female players, just looking stunned at how all these foreigners are A, playing mahjong, and B, like some of them are even like speaking a bit of Japanese.
English. They were trying English.
And they were trying English poorly. That wasn't going so well. But I think a lot of people in the community will understand how. Sometimes Japanese people struggle to kind of understand how the world views them and what kind of they live with a lot of stereotypes about overseas in the West. And even though I'm guessing this is what happened, right? They signed up to come to the event. They knew they were going to go there to play mahjong, but they probably thought, well, we can have some fun in Paris. And they got there and they were like, whoa, actually, wait, hold on. There's people here from Germany playing mahjong. Like it almost looks as if they were kind of like
they didn't believe it was really happening. And that's why our little tagline is
breaking down walls one time.
One tile at a time. One tile at a time. I'm gonna have to remember that better.
What kind of object is it? Is that a pencil eraser?
No, it's those
it's a card. Oh, it's a card. Okay. Well, I couldn't tell. I saw it was kind of orangish, and it looked like it was a rounded corner. I'm thinking, ooh, pencil eraser. Oh, that's adorable. It's one of those mini Moo cards. Those are really nice. Oh, that's really cool.
We spent the whole rest of the budget on these, so admire them now. The rest is cancelled, guys.
Yeah, I do think it was a pleasant surprise last time, and this time around we have a lot of people who are really keen on competing as seriously as they can. And based on the nature of mahjong, who knows how people are going to do? Like it's definitely not. I'm not going to claim it's not a probable, but it's definitely not a given that the winner is going to be Japanese.
Well, yeah, and I would just add to that, like as a part of my filmmaking process here, like I will be watching carefully the events as they unfold in Vegas, and should there be any really interesting players who show a lot of promise through the rounds, I would love to feature them more and more. So
he wants to film the winner, so just start winning, guys.
Yeah, just win.
Star.
Obviously this is a film about winning. It's a competitive sports kind of documentary, but as a little incentive for people who may be coming, I would definitely be watching everybody and seeing how they do. And I would love to be able to interview and film these people more as they make it to the tournament.
Do we have any other questions? I think maybe we should start thinking about wrapping up, just because we've got to prepare.
You poor folks. It's already 11:30 for you.
Any more questions?
Yeah, we'll answer questions.
I don't see any more questions. It's just a little bit of chatter.
Let's give them like 10, 20 seconds.
Give the chat a little bit. If you do have any questions, please toss them out. I'm trying to think. I feel like I had something useful to contribute at some point, and I forget what it was. Oh, I was gonna say we could end up doing the other idea, which is you send the best performing Western players over to the dojo and get them yelled at, and you can film them getting traditional mahjong instruction where they get yelled at and they get probably hit with newspapers.
Maybe
and stuff
that can
like
be their prize for winning.
Well, Benjamin Boas, he doesn't work. He kind of volunteers, I guess. I'm not sure. He's very involved with this Zen Buddhist temple.
The Zen Buddhist temple, yeah.
You've been, right? Where they hit you with the sticks?
I haven't. He wanted me to go, and I actually wanted to go, but it's never lined up time-wise. I'd actually really love to check it out. The only thing I'm scared of is sitting seiza, because
you not say if you can't?
Dave. I'm with you. I can't do
Do I have
It's
to ask for like a special
no, they
fat
let you
people
sit
note? Like
cross-legged.
my body can't do this. I'm sorry.
I can't sit cross.
But they bring you cushions and stuff. It's more comfortable than it sounds. What is uncomfortable is the being hit with a stick thing. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I'm assuming they don't do it so it feels good. Like, I'm assuming the point is to give you discomfort.
Oh, you're trying to like reach a state of total
Yeah,
non-thinking.
they're trying to break your concentration, so it's a challenge. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's yeah. So if you
I wonder
do
how that
come to
works.
Japan, you should hit up Benjamin Boas and get involved in that Zen temple because it's a special
But yeah,
experience.
maybe you two can think about that as a prize for the.
Oh, that'll be my prize. Great. I can go to somewhere where I don't speak the language and get hit by sticks. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Just
Why
what
not?
I need. It sounds like what I'm doing right now,
cultural
prepping for this event.
It's respectful.
Maybe that's why they're winning Mahjong and we're not.
That might be. We do have a question. We do have a question in the chat. Albert Ozuko asks about the tournament. I'm going to read his question exactly. About the tournament, his or her, their question. I want to know if there will be commentary of the tournaments, like streams or videos, like things that allow a lot more exposure. I will bring up your second question in a second, but let's do that one first.
So, we're working on that now, and I can confirm that we've almost concluded an agreement so that we will have a live stream, at least to the final tables. We're not sure what will happen with the preliminary tables. I mean, there's a lot of tables to film, and we're not quite sure how it's going to work. But certainly there will be access to the final tables, and it will be professional level. So
yeah, it's going to be serious. I will say we will also almost definitely, 99.9% definitely, because I would go nuts if we don't offer this, at least live standings updates throughout the event. You'll be able to know what's going on and follow it.
I mean, I don't think we'll be doing it the way. Oh gosh, was it Pacific Mahjong?
Or like hand by hand. I think that's a little too much manual labor because there's so many tables. It's going to be 60 tables. But we will, again, round over round.
Yeah, I think if you did hand by hand, we'd actually get some complaints, and I'll have a discussion with people on another stream about why that could be an issue. But yeah, it'll be in between the Hanchan, it'll be updated live. So
yeah, so we're definitely. I'm sorry.
We'll do something for English commentary as well. I mean, we have 2 Mahjong News representatives. Actually, 3 now. Nicole Hasbrook is one as well, and I'm talking to Scott to make sure that they cover as much as possible. We can't see everything, right? Like me and David are going to be the more technical. What are the results? Who's moving where? What's going on? We're going to have them, and hopefully they can pick up the more fun sides of the tournament.
No, we're definitely interested in exposure. So like this is the event. For exposure. This happens once every 3 years. It has everyone in one place. Like that's a big deal to us. So it's definitely something we want to do. In terms of direct like hand by hand coverage, it's a little tough. But there will be stuff that plan will become more clear as we go forward. But yeah, we will have a television crew there. It's going to be awesome. And the other question from Albert Azuko, again reading exactly the last question from me: does a documentary center itself on the game in general, or on its players, or a middle point between them?
It's a middle point between them because it's going to be important to explain some of the game to a certain level so that mainstream people who don't play Mahjong regularly understand it. So I don't want to disclude anybody who doesn't understand Mahjong from watching this film. So I think initially we'll definitely be explaining the game, and that's going to be a great challenge for us because as we were talking about earlier, there's no consensus on exactly how to approach explaining the game to people, and I'm going to have to do that in a incredibly short period of time in movie terms, and we're going to have to come up with some very creative and innovative ways to do that. And I'm embracing this challenge because I would probably love if we could explain the game in such a way that people refer back to this when they want to show videos of this to their friends as the go-to clip of what Mahjong is. If you do that, if you go online now, go to sort of YouTube or any general kind of video or blog site where not Mahjong insiders would use, but the general public would use perhaps to learn about Mahjong, they'll struggle. They'll get a lot of, you'll find videos that kind of make fun of it or show it in a really basic way, but there's no one video that you could take and say, hey, I'll watch this and then, I'm happy now that I know what Mahjong is. And I want this video, I want our documentary to be that one. So we will go into it in some degree, but it's really, for me, and this is something that, gets me up every day and gets me excited about filmmaking is what makes people tick, and why did they do the things that they do, and where do they get their motivation and inspiration from. And so a lot of this will be about the players. This will really be about the ups and downs, the great hurdles and challenges, and high points and low points of what they're going through to play Mahjong in their own way. So it's the answer is it's a midpoint, between the two.
Excellent.
We finished with our questions? Is there any more?
I think that's all the questions. I will respond. Alberazuka says the only way they could find anything about Mahjong was on Twitch, because some folks asked a lot of questions, and it's not really easy to get going. And I think overall, like outside of even the scope of the documentary, I mean, we've put up that the video of the Tibet method that we did a few weeks ago, and it got a really positive response. And it's just a matter of time in terms of making more of that, and we really want to, because there's not an easy onboarding for people. When people say, "Hey, I think Mahjong's cool, I want to play it," there's not a lot for them right now, and that's something we're looking at correcting.
He's a computer person.
I think the Tibet rules way of teaching is something we're going to look at also for the movie. More suggestions like that. I'd love to see your videos also progress. That would be great.
Yeah. No, absolutely. We're gonna do more and more as time goes on. And
okay, we've got
next week I'll do another strategy thing. So if someone wants to direct me and what they want me to look for, I will go and find an answer or some semblance of an answer, and I will research it and make something for you. Apart from that.
All right. Yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody. Wish everybody luck. I wish the two of you luck directly, because have the best of luck in there. Please find some very rich people who just don't know what to do with all their money, and they're just like, Mahjong sounds cool, because that's how everything in Mahjong has ever happened, hasn't it?
Thanks for having us, and thank you for the questions.
Oh, my pleasure. And again, hope to hear from you guys soon. Good luck, and thank you, audience. Thank you for watching and asking. And we'll see you. I'm going to wave, and then we're going to go through our goodbye sequence, where we go to the logo. And now we're in like outro mode. This is where we get our outro song.
Outro, intro, and outro music. This is really
outroing.
We're still outroing.
We're still outroing, and then we swap, and then I wait.
Get some free music.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I'll get some outro music. God, she's on my back.
Well, you could just have Mahjong tile noises.
I could.